Just this past weekend, people from across Houston and beyond celebrated ComicPalooza 2022, a convention dedicated to all things science fiction, fantasy, comics, anime, gaming, cosplay, and more. This year, fans were treated to celebrity guest panels, fun activities and games, and even a wild party to open the event. As one of America's premier pop culture events, however, it's important to remember that ComicPalooza is an event that attracts people of all types. It's not just neurotypical people who like to join in on the festivities at ComicPalooza. The topics celebrated here are often widely enjoyed by people on the autism spectrum, people with ADHD, and other neurodivergent folks. Let's take a look and see how neurodiversity is represented at ComicPalooza.
Hello, I'm Dr. Heidi Ham, and I'm the founder of Spectrum Fusion. And we're really excited because we're here today at ComicPalooza, and we're spreading the word about neurodiversity. So you're going to be hearing stories from our very own Spectrum Fusion media team, and where they're interviewing individuals who are neurodivergent right here at ComicPalooza.
Can you give the viewers a brief idea of what living with ASD has been like for you?
Oh gosh, so now obviously living with ASD is different for everybody. For me, it's definitely a gift in that it helps me fixate and focus on what I really love to do, which is of course drawing my comic.
So what inspired you to start working with pipe cleaners?
Kind of a long story. It was actually part of a move from my birth home in Mobile, Alabama, to my new home in California. My Nana, which is my mother's mother, may she rest in peace, gave me a box of crafting supplies to play with in order to help ease the transitions. Pipe cleaner was among the supplies there, and it just gravitated towards that. And over the years, we just continued playing with them, developing my own style, and basically bringing it to this point.
So, how do you think ASD has inspired or affected your work?
Well, it definitely inspired my story Bird Brain, which is it's a story about a bird girl who can't fly, and basically kind of describing what it's like to live with an invisible disability like autism spectrum disorder.
How has ADHD inspired or affected your art?
So ADHD, how you learn is visual and tactile kinesthetic. Audio, it's insanely hard. A lot of it is paper and handcrafted. Some of it is scratch art, which, I guess you could argue drawing is also tactile kinesthetic, but I would argue scratch art is more so, and of course the bookmarks, very hands-on. And I got my name around the same time I was diagnosed, so around when I was 23 years old, and when I wanted to showcase my art on my website. My IT friend was like, what do you want to name your URL? Well, I just got diagnosed, and I love sketching, hence ADHD Sketcher.
Do you think that your ASD has affected or inspired your art in any way? And if so, how?
The only way I can see my autism affecting my art is that apparently it's allowed me to visualize things, mentally visualize things three-dimensionally rather than two-dimensionally. As such, I have a better sense of spatial awareness for ideas I have in my head and how they're supposed to come about, making it easier to form ideas and putting them into action.
So, when and how did you come up with Bird Brain?
Oh gosh, I came up with Bird Brain, the main character, Jean, when I was 16 years old, and I was dealing with a lot of emptiness and feeling uncertain all the time, and I would draw her to sort of figure out my feelings, and I wanted to take that character, and since she had comforted me so much when I was younger, I wanted her to give a sort of similar experience for everyone else.
So do you have any big plans or projects in mind for the future with your art?
I am so glad you asked. So I actually have original characters. They're little mushroom friends. Basic Mushroom Coda, Inky Cap, Rosy Bonnet, Apricot Jelly, Rounded Earth Star, Death Cap, Pixie Parasol.
So, what are your favorite things to model with these pipe cleaners?
Honestly, a lot of the stuff I do, I base off of the popular media I like. Well, I like to engage in, mostly video games and games and animation. I do original stuff, but I actually find it more engaging for other people to be able to recognize what they're looking at.
So, can you tell us a bit about the world the series takes place in?
Oh man, so it is a world where there are definitely a lot of bird-like people that can turn into birds and go into all these crazy magical places, whereas like Jean can't, and so she's sort of trying to explore the world as best she can with her current abilities. And it's a world full of all these bird humanoid creatures, but there's other like animal-like creatures as well.
So, how can people get in touch with you? How can people find your art?
Oh, I have a website, adhdsketcher.com. I'm also on Instagram, ADHD_sketcher. Those are the best ways to reach me. I also have an email, Gmail, but my website and my Instagram, that'll also be the best way.
So, where can we find Bird Brain?
Well, Bird Brain is available to read right now, the first 12 to 14 episodes on Webtoon Canvas.
All right. And where can people find your other work?
I'm all over social media, mainly Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and it's under RJ Street. That's RJAY Street.
Okay, now that we're done, without further ado, you're Wonder Woman.
I like how she's like
Hero
this,
Yeah.
and
The body is completely posable, so you can position it wherever you want.
and I like the colors, and also I like how he twisted it all to make one part.
The past weekend at ComicPalooza was a smash hit for many people on the spectrum and other neurodivergent people. In the future, we can't wait to see more fun and interesting presenters, booths, and exhibits dedicated to representing and sharing the neurodiverse experience with the world at ComicPalooza. To learn more, check out www.comicpalooza.com.